YouTube. Guys, what's up? Hey, welcome to the channel. If you guys are new, I'm Jeremiah Solomon. But before the intro, let me tell you guys what we're going to talk about. Sharice, my wife is Sharice is holding the camera right now. Sharice, what's the topic for these guys?
Sink or swim.
Sink or swim. She wants me to talk to you guys about sinking or swimming, right? And they got to know why they should stay for the video. So what are they going to get out of this video? The mindset?
Yeah.
The mindset needed to swim versus sink?
Yeah.
Alright, let's hit it. So, we're going to give you guys the mindset that you need to take any situation and flip it so that you swim when times are hard, you rise to the occasion. Let me let this, people are crazy. This is like, when there's an emergency, people are still self-centered. Like, they're following this guy right now, they don't get out of the way. They still just keep their heads in their own world, man. Crazy as shit. It's like, bro. Okay, so let's dive in. If you've ever had your back up against the wall, you did one of two things. You either fought your way out and you won, or you crumbled and you cracked and you broke. So let's fix that problem, make sure that we never crack, we always rise up. That's what we're gonna dive into, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. So, Sharice, this is gonna be a back and forth video. So you gotta be ready for that.
All
Are you
right.
gonna show them your face real quick?
No.
Alright, you guys don't get to see her
Mystery
face.
woman. keep a little mystery and mystique.
Alright. So
I might break your camel with my beauty.
why did you pick the topic sink or swim?
Because those are your two choices in life.
Why do you think more people need to hear this message about, overcoming and not cracking?
Most people are content to sink when they have so much potential.
Okay. So what made you pick this topic?
Thinking about how people tend to go for the path of least resistance and usually end up sinking as a result.
Okay. Why do you think a lot of these guys are newer to the channel and they're trying to figure out why I'm qualified to maybe talk about some of this stuff? What's your opinion on why I'm qualified to talk about getting your back put up against the wall and figuring it out?
Because you are a professional at that. You will put yourself intentionally in situations where your back is against the wall because that forces you to level up.
Yeah. What's a story you want me to tell them about a time where we did that? Where I put my back up against the wall and it was a crazy thing and came out on top.
You can talk about the move to Florida and all the changes that came with that.
Yeah, the move to Florida was tough. Like, a lot of you guys, you want to change your life, or you want to grow your business. And, one of the games that personally that I like to play, which you can play as well, is to force this pressure on yourself, okay? And too much pressure in life will break you, but not enough pressure in life will sink you. Like, it's like complacency. If you don't have enough pressure in your life, you sink in and you can't get out. So, bringing this together is that there was this workout I did back in August of 2023. This was actually after we had moved to Florida, but this was my mindset around the same time that we moved to Florida from Colorado. And I was this guy that, maybe you guys are like this, in one area of my life. Make sure that I'm still on the camera.
You are.
Okay, cool. I was this guy that I was good at pushing myself in one area of life. Like, I had my military background, right? And you guys all know I was a quitter in life, turned that around, became an infantry officer, Army Ranger commander after that. But anyways, point is I got good at pushing myself forward. I ran 100 miles in the Colorado Rockies. I've done a few MMA cage fights. Physically, I have no issue throwing myself into areas where I'm over my head, right? So in one area of your life, you're probably pretty good at challenging yourself. But the goal is not to be good at just challenging yourself in one area. It's to succeed in all areas. So anyways, it was August of 2023 and I was in Costa Rica and I was doing this workout. And I really wanted my life, my business, in everything in my lifestyle to elevate because I felt like I was in a place of complacency. So I was doing a Suffering Saturday workout, and I was on the beach, and I had my backpack on. It was full of water bottles. I had no shirt on. It was in the hot sun right around noon, 10 o'clock to noon, somewhere in there. And it starts getting hot in Costa Rica at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I remember I was sweating right out the gate. So anyways, I did this workout where it's basically the whole beach from starting point to the end was about a mile, close to it. And then the goal was to do as many burpees, well, basically to go from one end of the coast to the other end of the coast, shoreline, excuse me, and do burpees the whole way. So a burpee mile in the sun with no shirt on, and just push myself with no breaks. I got about like 15 minutes into it, and I mean, I was already broke off. I had some people, one guy was there with me, and I mean, he had to start doing lunges because he was so broke off. Like, his body was so broken down. But anyways, what ends up happening is towards the end of this mile, I'm at 45 minutes in, something like that, and I start yelling out, "You have to be willing to die. You have to be willing to die. You have to be willing to die." And I'm like fatigued. I haven't drinking any water the whole time I'm doing these burpees, and I am so broke off. Like, I can't even, like, I'm just dizzy. I'm like kind of doing this like slurring talking while I'm talking because my buddy is with me at the time. And anyways, the whole message is that I basically was telling myself, in order to level up your business, your lifestyle, your life, you have to be willing to fail. Like, you have to be willing to die in the pursuit of whatever it is that you're going after. If you're not willing to accept your death, and you're not willing to accept, like, that's an extreme example, but if you're not willing to accept the worst case scenario, you're really not committed to what it is that you're going after. You're actually delaying it. So in order to fully commit, in order to get that level unlocked that you're looking for, you have to approach it with the willingness to die. And after that workout, we did finalize our trip into Florida. I think we had been there for like a month or two. So we got settled into Florida. We got a couple of exotic cars. My business, I mean, the whole business transformed across the next 12 months. And it's totally different today. And our life has completely elevated from that workout. Like, I'm a different person. If you guys go back to my content, you look for a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe not a year, but 2 years ago, 3 years ago, there's a lot about myself that's different. But the point is that if you want to learn how to sink, you want to prevent yourself from sinking, you want to teach yourself how to swim, it comes down to having the mindset of the willingness to die. Now listen, I mean that metaphorically. I don't want you guys going out and doing too much reckless stuff, but there's something in your life that you're very, very scared to go and do. You're afraid to fail. And that's what this is about. It's not about actually dying, it's about failing. You cannot be afraid to fail. You have to accept that failure is going to happen. And I'll tell you, in the last couple of years, guys, there has been so much failure in my life. I've lost friends, I've lost family members that were closer to me. I have had financial issues, I've had peaks and valleys in my business. I mean, you name the problem in your life, and I have had that in my life the last 2 years. But I tell you, we're at a spot right now where things are getting better and better, and I will tell you, it's not even about things getting better. It's about the mentality that came along from pushing myself in that one workout and making a commitment to push myself in all the other areas of my life. And I'll tell you guys, push yourself outside of the one little dimension that you are good at holding yourself and pushing yourself in, and watch the ripple effect in your marriage, watch it in your finances, watch it in your business, watch everything go up when you make yourself decide whether you're going to sink or swim. That's the message. I don't know what you think about that, Sharice.
It's good. It's really good.
How long was the video so far?
It's 9 minutes and 44 seconds.
9 minutes? All right. I like to keep them around. Well, I've been trying to keep them under 10, but I think it was inspirational.
Absolutely.
What's your takeaway from that for them? What do you think?
You'll never realize your potential if you don't ever put yourself under pressure.
Right. What else do you think I should tell them? Anything?
I think that's good.
You think they got the message?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'll tell you guys, you guys don't get to see my wife's face today on the YouTube video, but, you know, there's really just a couple of reasons that are going to cause you guys to want to do that level up. And one of the reasons is going to be other people, not letting your people down. And I'll tell you, when I did that workout, I was thinking about all the people I didn't want to let down, the people that I wanted to grow for. And it's like the Instagram video that I posted today. Growth doesn't just cost money. You know, growth doesn't just cost money. It costs you a lot more than money. It costs you judgment, it costs you criticism, it costs you failure. But the way you'll get through that price is by having a clear purpose for why you're going to choose to grow. And for me, it's taking care of my people, making an impact before I die. So use this message today, guys, to find your purpose and push yourself to the next level. Conquer all.
Show the way.